interest and the excitement, right, is obviously in the cloud infrastructure kind of space. The mobile proliferation, there is a lot of mobile enterprise-related applications that solve some critical problems. Analytics is such a big field, so you can go into various vertical segments.
Jagadeesh, thank you very much for speaking with us. So tell us, what's happening on the Bangalore Silicon Valley corridor?
Lots of exciting things going on right now. I mean, especially in this whole new flat world. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunities, and obviously in the last 5 or 6 years that I've been watching, many of the entrepreneurs that I used to meet, like until about 5 years ago, pretty much everybody used to come and talk about creating another software services kind of companies. But in the last 4 or 5 years, there are more entrepreneurs that I'm talking who are working on creating products and product kind of solutions, right? Both for the Indian market as well as for the global market. And I think that is a very interesting thing. And then we also have companies now, some of them who were born here, who did the initial validation in the Indian market, and then now they have migrated into the US to start to address global kind of markets. And those are the companies that are now scaling, and we want to take that to the next level through some initiatives through TiE Silicon Valley and other things.
So how is this going to play out, the TiE Silicon Valley impetus for such companies?
So TiE Silicon Valley has already built a lot of this foundation work in terms of mentors, and as TiE has over 200, 300 charter members who are primarily like entrepreneurs and business people who have gone in operational role and things like that, right? So that's the biggest asset. And then TiE, given the fact that TiE hosts this TiE conference, there is many of the Silicon Valley venture capitalists are TiE Silicon Valley partners. And then TiE Silicon Valley also brings customers periodically and present them to entrepreneurs and various portfolio companies of the charter members who are interested in presenting to these customers, right? So this whole ecosystem TiE Silicon Valley has built over the last 10-15 years, and we now want to take this to the next level by working with entrepreneurs from India who are building companies here and who have proved to some extent, and those companies which we believe have the potential to go global and have the potential to have like $1 billion kind of a valuation. That means the addressable market has to be big enough. Those are the kind of companies that we want to pick and then guide them and mentor them and help them to bring the product, the team and solutions into the global market.
So where should they have reached today for them to have to be of interest to you?
So ideally, a company that has, say, 20, 30 customers, right, where the product is actually validated, right, with good reviews coming from the existing customers, and you've got a decent team, right, and this is the team that has a very large sort of an addressable market. Like the total addressable market for this product, it has to be obviously multi-billion dollars. So those are some of the requirements that we are looking at. And once you reach that, that would be like an ideal company for us to tap into and help them to go to the next level.
So would that help also involve funding, or is it more mentorship and so on?
So very likely a company that has come up to that level would have either gotten funding from some venture capitalists here or angel investors in India itself. So what we will bring is starting from the logistics aspect of it and introducing them to venture capitalists, right? If a charter member who, let's say, becomes a mentor for this company, and if he finds it interesting to fund it, right, he could be an investor. So that's how TiE always operates. TiE itself does not invest in any of the companies, but TiE provides a platform for the charter members. If they find this company to be of interest, then they are free to go and invest in the company.
Right. So, and do you have, and when do you officially launch this, and any targets that you've set for yourself in terms of how many you want to?
Yeah. So
adopt?
right now, we are basically looking at kicking this program off with some sort of think of like a beta customers, right? So we're looking at maybe 5 or 6 companies that we want to evaluate and make sure that all the things that we are addressing is exactly what these companies need, and then officially launch that probably in the next 3 to 6 months or so.
And how many enterprises do you think you could adopt in the first year?
In the first year, we believe we can handle about 6 to 10 companies.
And would you be spending a lot of your own time on this?
But absolutely, absolutely. I'm actually a co-chair for this, along with Raju Reddy, another successful entrepreneur, and Venk Shukla, he's the Thai Silicon Valley president. And then there is a bunch of other mentors and Silicon Valley venture capitalists who are also part of this group, this initial group, founding group. And together, right, we are all working on this program.
Right. Last question. So what are the kind of trends you're seeing for 2015 in terms of products or services that either you might look at as an investor or stuff that generally excites you?
So the ones that I'm primarily interested are primarily in the enterprise kind of segment. So because I'm not really a consumer guy, given my background. And the interest and the excitement, right, is obviously in the cloud infrastructure kind of space. And with the mobile proliferation, there is a lot of mobile enterprise-related applications that solve some critical problems. And then analytics, right? Analytics is such a big field, so you can go into various vertical segments. So there are a couple of companies that I'm working with. And then obviously, you know, some of the enterprise-related companies. So there is one company that I'm working in Bangalore right now called Rakya Technologies, which bring complete end-to-end software for hospitals, right? So those are the kind of companies.
Right. Jagadeesh, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.